Hey everybody, welcome to Black Spring Live. Just here to bring you a little bit of yesterday's news today. You know, kind of like the mainstream media does every day. So I thought maybe, somebody could appreciate that, so you want to check in and hope you're doing well with your social distancing out there, and hope you're washing your hands. You're still getting that in. So this is a bit of an open-ended stream, or a bit, I guess we'll call it an open topic stream. I'm definitely interested in anything that you have to share, as always, on these open streams. And of course, I will just be bringing you just a couple of tags from, I guess, the press conference maybe earlier. There's only so many press conferences I can do during this quarantine time, because of the title. That's the title is inspired, and I'll probably maybe even keep the title of this when I do an open-ended stream, because that's generally what they're doing. They're bringing you yesterday's news, or either they bring that. Every single press conference, the press has an opportunity to report something that's more fact-based, or at least something that's not biased. But instead, they want to go back and cover something that either a colleague of theirs or a competitive colleague of theirs has already covered, or they want to quibble over words and pronouns. I mean, really, is that what the American people are listening for in mainstream news? Anybody that's still listening to mainstream news, I mean, if that's the best they have to offer you, are pronouns, or whether or not the president's going to whether or not he can make up his own mind. Does he need an executive order to decide whether or not he wants to wear a mask or not? Well, that's what they're going to bring you on the mainstream news. But not to worry, it won't be happening here. I always try to bring you vetted things, vetted items, and also try to get like some, perspective in the trench kind of perspective from you guys. Hi, NGM Vlog. I'm hanging around. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming in, NGM Vlog. And About Time is here. How you doing, About Time? This is Wait, Slow Down. I just got here, but thumbs up. I appreciate that thumbs up, About Time. And I'm going to go ahead and drop the link for anybody that would like to join. It's always fun to engage. It's always fun to engage here. This is, of course, a little bit of a later stream, but no less, no less fun, no less valuable. So it's nice to have you guys here. Not sure what's happening in your area, or if anybody's tuning in to what's happening. Let's see, maybe we could just write off. Of course, what did we see this week? We saw a lot of things happening this week. Of course, there's a lot of news out there, but what the things that are on these open-ended streams, I'd rather just kind of talk about what's important to you guys. Hey, Snapzilla, Gorilla, nice to see you. Chrysler Imperial H is here. How's everybody doing on this Friday, on your quarantine Friday? Yeah, so like I said, the link's out. Shout out to everyone who's checking in. So we'll just kind of call this a little check-in time. So stay as long as you like. I'll go ahead and do some shout outs here. We have in the house NJM Vlog. We have About Time. Thank you, About Time, for coming in. Nice to have you. About Time is a reliable source and a great YouTuber. Check him out. Chrysler Imperial H, of course. Nice to see you, Chrysler Imperial H. Glad you're here. Another great content creator, great supporter too. I really appreciate it. Snapzilla Gorilla, nice to see you. Ooh, I think I'm experiencing a little bit of an earthquake, ladies and gentlemen. Just a little bit, just a little bit of an earthquake just now. I think I'll write that down. I was sitting down when that happened. Okay. Sorry about that. It's a little earthquake action. Let's see. We have some shout outs amongst you guys. I'll drop those and keep the shout outs going. Let's see. All right. So we have here. All right. So we've got. Thanks for the earthquake. Is that a volcano? So thanks for the for the emoji there. I appreciate it. Appreciate the visual there. About time. I can count on you. Count on you for the visuals there. But yeah, so what we've seen quite a bit of things this week. The economy. I'd love to know I'd love to hear what your concerns are. I'd like to see what's going on, of course, in your area. Of course, what did we see? We saw, of course, a spike in the unemployment numbers, which is anybody surprised? I mean, I've heard about, of course, you've had the economists that are going to project things and whatnot, but then you hear about it from other people. It's almost as if people are acting like they're surprised that they're seeing, a rise in the unemployment rate. And I think, unfortunately, hi, Snapzilla. Let's see. Is anybody trying to come on here? Yeah, just don't let me. If I don't want to miss anything. So if you're trying to flag me down, just let me know. But yeah, so I'm just saying that the way people carry on is as if they're, it's the economy. I mean, the unemployment rate is up. Well, a lot of people are not working, and with the extension, due to the curve, due to the flatten the curve trajectory, you have more people off that are going to be off. So, I mean, many are already saying, of course, that it's going to rise even more, and even that's not unreasonable. So when we get the fake, reactions and the overreactions to things at times, it's a little bit exhausting. It just. So just do little comments here. You said About Time says, no, it's all going down. I've been saying it for many months. And the thing is, About Time to echo that. So have the economists. I've been hearing about it for months myself. That many have said that we were set for a reset. It was the cycle, the cyclical, thing, the cyclical elements said, we're due for a burst. So, I'm not super surprised, but I think the pandemic was the element. The pandemic is the part of it, is the glaze that I don't think anybody that, the average Americans, predicted that. I don't think so. Snapzilla Gorilla says, not surprised at all. And About Time says, yeah, it's obvious, so obvious. Let's see. And Snapzilla Gorilla says they're saying 240,000 in 2 months. Such nonsense. Let's see. I can't believe people didn't understand this. Well, here's my sentiment. Hi, Jean Ernest 247. Nice to see you. Hello. Let's see. Okay. I'm coming back to your points, Snapzilla, and About Time. About Time says, no, I didn't predict pandemic. Yeah, I do think, of course, there's the Snapzilla, to your point, that there's the over projection, you know, the over projection, the overreaction, the gloomsday, the doomsday. The left is just, and then of course they've got the UN Agenda 2030 is what I've been talking about since last April. It's hard to believe I've been on. I established this channel. I brought this channel out of the nowhere back last April. And if you just look at the Democrats, everything they do is on tap with the UN agenda. Whether you want to say 21, whether you want to say UN agenda on steroids, UN agenda 2030, whatever, it's not hard to tell. The video, I don't want to go into it too much because I just did a video on it specifically. It talks about, they're not letting a good crisis go to waste either. What do you think? What do you think their grab is? Everybody's trying to further an agenda, but this is the thing, and maybe I'm projecting here, but this next installment on this stimulus bill, you'll see how much more things they're going to try to cram in it, and how much hardball they're going to try to play to get whatever's in this next stimulus bill. Or how much grease they're going to supply the industry with to keep their agendas going, or to keep the kickbacks going. Let's see. So we have Jason Ernst, about time. So yeah, they're really looking to take. They're really looking to, to really, like, and I've said this before. I don't even know if it would be, a national bankruptcy. That's what they're, I think that's the aim here. Okay. About Time says, yes, Garbage Nancy up to her games. Snapzilla, Gene Ernest. Nice to have you, Gene Ernest 247. I appreciate it. And just FYI, if you're checking in, check right in with check the like button, or the thumbs up button, or the thumbs down button when you come in. Either one. They're both they're both on the same path. One of the two. Okay. Let's see, what else do I have coming out of? I'm putting your comments here. About Time. And Snapzilla says the C virus is a cover for the crash. Yes. A mask. Yes. It's to me, it's a distraction. But I think people are, it's the weight of it. I'm going to tell you, the weight of it all is starting to weigh on people. And now, when I thought about this thing originally, I'm thinking to myself, is this going to be like a 1920s kind of crash? Are we doing something? Are we going that? Is it going to be that severe? I think it's going to be more severe than, But at least I guess we had some cushion. We had because we had more cushion under Trump. Can you imagine another persuasion being in office, and we didn't have such a strong economy? I mean, and I'm not saying that's enough to make a strong comeback, or even, an expedient comeback. But I'm saying that, I think it would have been way worse. About Time says, I always thumbs up a smart host. Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. Appreciate you guys for coming in for this late night at the Black Spring lounge. Let's see. And says, okay, guys, just FYI, my real prediction. Ooh. Anybody else got anything to add to that? Anybody got anything to add to About Time's prediction? About Time gave us the 3-letter word. And I tell you, if we invert it, it spells raw. I'm sorry, I'm not a radio host. I'm not a comedian either, but probably lame sauce jokes. Some sauce to go with the lame jokes. But see, who else do we have? But yeah, that's a good. I'm not letting you off the hook on that one. About time. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Says Doran V says, "Oh shoot, I'm just getting here." Well, it's nice to have you. I'm glad you came in. Glad you came in. And Doran V says, "I don't believe that the 3-letter word is in the making." Okay. All right. So we'll see where else. Well, I don't know. I don't know about time. I have to say that I think, okay, when you say the 3-letter word, what type of, are you talking about based on the division amongst Americans versus Americans, or where does that come from? Would you tell us more about that? Are you speaking more like civil, or are you talking more or less? Yeah, I'm just trying to, let's see. Okay, let me just go ahead and punch this in here. Okay, respect that, but peeps, it's so in the making, says about time. Nope. Oh, he gave it the WW3. All right, so I'm sure we'll have some more. I appreciate you guys. You guys are thinking. You guys are keeping things going here. Well, I thought of that maybe once. I thought of that maybe once, but I thought maybe, I don't know. But then about time. I mean, you're saying that even with this whole election, election, on the horizon, because I think even, I don't know. I think even the Democrats are starting to, I think they've either canceled their convention, I believe. I think they've canceled their convention. So I don't know. I think, there's so many variables, and I just think that they're not all, somebody's got the upper hand, but I'm not sure, who. Like, I think in the running 1, 2, 3, who's got the edge on who. I don't know. I mean, of course, there's a lot of conspiracies out there, and let's see, let me go ahead and post these comments. I'm going to read them. Doran V says, Trump is not a war hawk. He has shown so much tolerance. I can see, I think he's shown a lot of restraint in many opportunities. So let's see. And Snapzilla says, well, the economy hasn't been really strong since Nixon closed the gold window in the 70s. Don't get any ideas about that cough. I got my tea right here. All right, I'm going to go to About Time's comment. He says, it's just the perfect timing. It's such perfect timing. Oh, yes, election would wait. They wanted that, but a president at war will be no election. All right, so let's see. We have, I know I sound crazy, guys. About Time. Okay, let's see. How are they going to get a nominee if there's no Democratic convention? I don't know. I want to make sure. I want to kind of fact check that, but I do believe I saw that. Or they're canceling, or they want to cancel it. Let's see. Actually, I'd say that the Federal Reserve Act of 1913 was enacted. It says he has much restraint. I agree. Snapzilla Gorilla says Revolutionary War coming, not civil. See, that was my question. That was yeah, civil or revolutionary. And let's see, we have We all know Biden will be replaced by super delegates. Yeah, well, excellent point, Doran V. You know, I mean, and then what was the other buzz that they want Cuomo? Seems like I've heard that they want Cuomo to be to save them. Which he can't save anyone. Let's see, what else do we have? Let's see. Snap, that is next. Hee. I know I sound crazy, sorry, but we all have our opinions. Okay, well, yeah, it's just, you know, I mean, what? How many months are we out from an election? I mean, I don't know. And see, but then I remember hearing today, even in the press conference, that, of course, even the press, they're pushing, of course, the Democrats' agenda about they're pushing the voting. Well, can't they just vote by? I mean, are you going to, you know, support voting by mail? They're going to be voting by mail, and Trump says no. There's not going to. People need to show up with their ID. They need to go and present themselves. There should be voter ID, is what Trump's words were, and he's saying exactly what they don't want. You know, it stings, it burns every time he says something that actually, you know. Just, you know, it's real or factual, but they're going to try to, you know, I even heard, you know, but prior to that, I heard something about a virtual vote. I mean, like, no, there's no way. And he's not, and he said they're saying that because they want to cheat. I mean, yeah, so they're, you know, they've been bucking the law, the land, you know, forever. It says Doran, OMG, yes, there will be some last minute BS from the Dems. And that's what I'm saying. Like, how much more can we take? You know, it's a yes, Cuomo, he can't, but he can't. He has a big crybaby mouth, and that's it. Let's see. From Snapzilla Gorilla. Yes. I know Iran proxy Hezbollah bombed Saudi oil fields 3 days ago, right? I think, yeah, I think the Russians and the Saudis are not getting along. They're having a bad time. But Trump said there wouldn't be any sanctions. He's not doing any sanctions on them, which is basically saying they need to talk. They need to talk. The Saudis and the Russians need to talk and work that out. Let's see what else. Yeah, but you know, but back to the voting thing, you know, they really, they want to cheat is the reason. They want to look for ways to you know, ballot harvest and things can go wrong with voting by mail. They want those things. They want, you know, room for error or you know. So I like I said, I just think it's just going to be, I guess it's only going to get murkier from here on many fronts, because I think that they're taking advantage of this, you know, the economics downside of this. And like I said, that next stimulus bill, who knows, you know, they got, you know, will they give themselves another raise? Who knows? So I don't know. Not sure. Every day is and I don't know, has anybody here again? I think I saw this headline somewhere, but did Candace Owens announce that she's running for office? Can anybody offer anything on that? Let's see. We have a comment from Doran V. They're trying to sneak in the voting by mail. They're trying to sneak the voting in by mail. Let's see. About time, sis. Sorry, I had a phone call. Glad you're back. Yeah, but I did hear something like that. Let's see. What else do we have from Doran V? The crap they sneak into the stimulus is pretty despicable considering the situation. Hi, Kasimi channel. I'm doing well enough. glad you came in. Glad you checked in. We appreciate you. I appreciate you for coming in. Hope you're doing well. How are you doing? And Doran Weiss says he hasn't heard. Shout out once again to everybody that has come in, and I do appreciate you guys for doing for checking in with your thumb or your thumb down. And if you're not, and if you like what you hear here, you want to come in on another time, I welcome you back. This is an open-ended stream, so I don't mind you doing networking and that kind of a bit. But I will start being more specific with those, putting that in the box before starting a stream. What's going on in everybody's area? Are your shelves still stocked? But I will tell you this, after doing a visit to the grocery store, I've already noticed that the price of things, like one can of tuna, I think it was just Bumblebee. It wasn't even anything organic or, or fancy or grade A or anything. It was like $2.49. And then the other cans were like $4 or $5 for a can of tuna. I've heard from other places that ground beef, $4 a pound, eggs, maybe $6. Okay, let's see. We got some checking in here. Doran Politics here suck. Maybe we can change it. Let's see. Then we have, and then from Doran V says, I think Candace will be such an awesome person in anything she puts her mind to. Yeah, of course, I agree. About Time says, I'm going to market tomorrow. I'll let you know. I appreciate that, guys. I would even be willing to, it's nice to, kind of get those, kind of good to know kind of facts, like what's happening, like what are the prices kind of running in different areas, and then are the shelves even, are they stocked, or, let's see. We do know that demand is up. We do know that. But I do have some truck driver friends that have actually said, even a couple of weeks ago or a week or so ago that, they've laid off many people, and many of supplies are right there, they're right there, but they don't have enough people to actually, enough drivers to, to run the loads. So I'm wondering, if that, or the inflation is already starting to set in. The demand, all of this stuff is going to cause the inflation to get going. Let's see. And then to me, I don't know, the value of the dollar, that's a whole another segment. I'm good at Kissimmee. Let's see, who do we have here? Doran V says, Nebraska only has a couple hundred people with the virus. We are doing well. Well, that's good. I'm hearing many things. Of course, I hear that, of course, everybody's looking for, not everybody, but many people are looking for blame. Well, it's because the younger people, they didn't take it serious. They went down to Florida. Yeah, but even the people down in Florida they can't account for an entire country or and then not to mention the testing. They actually have testing kits now, and more people have been tested now, so that it makes sense that the numbers would rise. But my issue is that with most of these reports, we don't get recovery numbers. We just get death, doom, and gloom. Of course, many people get the flu every year, but you don't have fatalities from the flu, from every single person that had the flu. And I didn't even say anything about pre-existing conditions. Let's see. I haven't heard of truck drivers getting laid off yet. Yeah, this was a friend of mine who, I don't know who he drives for, but I think he said some of his friends had been laid off, and I think maybe he didn't have an opportunity to run a little bit more at one time. But I think he's saying that that's starting to kind of, that's kind of fading down too a little bit. Let's see. OMG, but I don't blame anyone. Oh my G. Just reminded me, Autumn, I have to send you an awesome link. Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you. If I'm behind on anything, I am I'm catching up. I really am. Let's see. I appreciate everybody for coming in here to Black Spring Live. At some point I may start doing it maybe twice a day that I'm going to be doing streams. So if you miss one, maybe you'll catch another. And then what did we have here? Just Doran V says true. MSM only gives doom and gloom. Hi, Campers Creed. How are you? Nice to see you. Love your logo. Nice. And About Time says, no, really, wait, BRB. I'll drop it here. It will raise your eyebrows. Okay, cool. Let's see. All right. Chrysler Imperial H, how are you doing? So nice to see you. Like one of the, I've got some people here that have been a part of the Black Spring channel since its very beginnings, super beginnings. And I think Chrysler Imperial H, I appreciate your support and coming on. This is Black Spring with Autumn. Get a chance to go to my community tab. I posted a video. It was emailed to me by a friend of mine. Perfect. I will go over. I will certainly make sure I go over and check it out. Hello, About Time. Also, there's also going to be a challenge that I'm going to share. I think it's a $27 challenge, and that's by not sure if you're familiar with Old School Wolf. I think Old School Wolf is doing something on preparedness, and I think it's going to be interesting to see how that comes out. So I will be posting the $27 challenge because I'm going to take the $27 challenge myself. But also, yeah, I'm going to take the $27 challenge myself, and I'll tell you what that's all about. But it's around preparedness, and I think it's gonna be eye-opening if you do the challenge and do it in the context. So we got some shout outs from Chrysler Imperial. Shout out to everybody that's here. Campers Creed, Cassimi Channel, Snapzilla Gorilla. We have Chrysler Imperial H, great content creators here. About Time. We have Doran V. Let's see, am I missing somebody else? I don't want to miss anyone. Jason Ernest 247. Let's see. I did get the regular. Okay, so NJM Vlog. Yes, I've had like quite a few people come in. So, and I don't necessarily count the people that come in as they come in, but I will be checking up on the I'll be sure to check on those likes is what I will definitely do. Let's see, does anybody else have anything? Or I think I put the link in for anybody that wants to hop on. You're more than welcome to hop on to share. I'm probably going to run this stream for about another 15 minutes or so. 15 minutes. 15, I think 25 would be max, but definitely 15 minutes. Run it for that time. And once again, I appreciate everybody for being here. If you have anything you'd like to share, I will put that link back in. Let's see. I will put it back in, and if you're welcome to hop on, if you dare, come on. Let's see what else we've got. Look who's here. It's Kevin's Corner. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the presence of royalty. It's Mr. Kevin from Kevin's Corner. How are you doing, Kevin? It's nice to have you here. It's a nice surprise. And of course, you're always welcome to jump on. Tell us, just tell us what's happening, ladies and gentlemen. You want to go over to Kevin's Corner. If you haven't been over there, please go over there. And Kevin, if you will please drop your link. Are you kidding me? He said, "Stop it." No, it's like I said, it's been a lifetime. And of course, I was on your show. It's on your show. I'm sorry, my days are Wednesday. Yes. I'm always coming on. But I'm so glad you decided to drop in. We're just having a little bit of an open-ended stream here. Yeah, but I've got a lot of things going on, a lot of things happening here. So are you okay? Let's see, dropping your link. I kind of want to drop your link. Let's see, I can do that. Give me just 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. I have to drop Kevin's Corner's link. So give me just 30 seconds or less. If I'm any good, I'll get it done in 30 seconds. So don't quote me on that. Yeah, but if anybody else has anything else on this stream, this was not a scheduled stream. It's just kind of a jump on. Let's see. All right, Kevin's Corner. We're going to get you in. You guys certainly need to go on over. And I will say that Kevin is a big inspiration. And I will say that I talked to Kevin about a walkaway video. I remember that conversation. So maybe we'll have to get that in on a conversation one day. I want to make sure I can drop your link for the folks at home. Let me see here. What was that? Let's do some comments. Thank you. I'll definitely be checking out the show. Yeah, this is just, just doing something just a little bit open on this one. Of course, let's see. He's a little better than me when it comes to technology. No, you could do it. You could do anything. I love that. I mean, your show is, you're classic. You're well established, and you're commanding, and your delivery is amazing, ladies and gentlemen. You got to go over to Kevin's Corner, and I'm going to get the link before this thing is closed out. So there you go. Chrysler Imperial just jumped right on Kevin's Corner. There you go. So you're getting some love from the Black Spring page. So let me just get over here. I know I have like some of my YouTube savvy is under construction, but let's see. I'm going to click on one of your videos. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to click on. Actually, what I'm going to do, hold on just 1 second. Okay, so I'll have it here in just a second. I said that like 2 minutes ago. But these are for people that are not familiar with Kevin's Corner. I'm going to be dropping his link. So just hang tight. I don't think you won't be disappointed. All right, so Kevin, I'm going to put this here. I'm going to put it here. All right. Let's see. Okay, so that is Kevin's Corner. I'll do it again here just for kicks. All right, I got somebody. Thanks so much, Kevin, for coming on. Thanks so much for the shout out. Campers Creed. It looks like I got somebody coming on here. You're so welcome. I hope to see you again soon to catch up with you. All right.
Hello.
Time.
How you doing, girl?
I'm hanging around.
Right on. Right on.
How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you. I want to share a link with you. I will. I was trying to in my history because I didn't even subscribe to him. But this guy, he did a little bit of digging, investigating on the Wuhan thingy thing, and it's very interesting. Very interesting. He said that there was and he was, I think he's American, but he might be in another country, but he spoke 2 languages and he lived in China, so he knew how to read Chinese and whatever. So he said there was a job posting for China, the Wuhan, was it? I don't even know, the medical or whatever, the bio lab in Wuhan. They posted a job opening, and I think it was December or November, but you can watch the video. And like I said, he spoke and read Chinese, so he said they put this job opening in saying they needed help. They found a new virus with bats, and they needed help.
Are you kidding me?
Swear to God, it's on the video. You got to watch it. I'll send you a link.
Okay, you're sending it to me. You said. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you got, after your live's over, I'll look for it because it's down my list quite a bit. I watch so much every night, trust me. So that ad was like earlier than we were alerted by the virus, and he actually had all the Chinese writing on the screen from this job posting, and a lot of people commented in that in the comments, that said, "Hey, I speak Chinese or read Chinese. I'm from China," and what he's saying is exactly what it says on the screen. I was like, wow. So that's just the start of it. Tip the iceberg of what this guy is investigating. So next thing you know, there was another ad, same posting. So then there was this, I'm not being exact. I'm giving you what I got out of it. So much information. And, I don't know who to believe. We don't know who to believe today, but sounded very legit from a legit channel. He didn't sound like he was out to fearmonger or harm nobody, And the next thing was there was a top scientist, professor, was a woman that she basically got infected and disappeared. Okay, there's no word, rhyme, or reason to her infection or disappearance. But all the people that worked there, they had these photos and they're like biographies, you know what I mean? Even if it was 30 years ago they worked there, this woman disappeared. And the Chinese government said she's still alive and well, but she's just like wiped off, right? So you got to watch this. It's interesting, it's very interesting.
Wow.
They were talking about.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, they were talking about they needed help because they found this virus with bats. And, when I first heard the bat thing 2 months ago, I thought it was just a, kind of an evil rumor, you know what I mean? Like we can all make up that kind of thing. But this sounded legit. It sounded very legit. That makes me believe back to it. And not tonight, but 2 days ago, I didn't even know what a wet market was. So I'm like, let me research this. Do you know what a wet market is?
I don't. No, I don't.
Look it up.
I don't even have to, give it to us.
I don't even have to send you a link. It is the nastiest thing I've ever seen in my life. Because I'm from America. Well, we grew up, what we know, what we're accustomed to. They're from, Asia and whatnot. Dear God, it's nasty. So nasty. Oh my God, so nasty. There's like just all these cut up animals, like just, and then there's wild exotic animals, like
you said it's called a what market? I'm sorry to interrupt. You said a wet market?
Yes. Autumn, you're just like me 3 days ago. I didn't know what a wet market was. Everybody's like, oh, these wet markets are nasty. I looked it up because I had to know 3 days ago. And I'm like, look it up, Autumn. You're not going to like what you see. You're not going to like what you see. Like, almost like, "Bleh," you know? It's so nasty. And they have, like, not only all these animals cut up, they take dogs, pack them into cages where the dogs can't even move, and they just butcher them alive.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
bats. Yes, these big, nasty bats. Like, snakes,
My
anacondas.
Oh my God. So you're okay. Make sure you send that to me because, hey, hang on just a second. I'm just give a shout out real quick. Somebody just
No, do your thing.
How
My
you
phone's
doing?
ringing anyway.
Big Brown Food Reviews. Nice to see you. I'm so glad you could come in. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're still here, I'm actually going to show you guys. I'm going to put Kevin's Corners page up here in just a little bit. I'm going to share that screen later with you guys.
Yeah, I thought Kevin was going to come up with us.
What's that?
I thought Kevin was going to get up on the panel with us.
It would have been great. It would have been great. I don't know what I mean, Kevin's like big time, I was just so nice for him to come on to my page, and give me some of his time, share some of his time with Black Spring. And yeah, the infancy of the Black Spring channel or system or whatever you want to call it.
We all start somewhere, right?
Yeah. So I mean, but we need it's nice to have real people come on. So how you doing, Big Brown Food Reviews? Just FYI, I really enjoyed over on Sir William Newell's page. I think everybody calls him something else. But it was a great video that I watched. You guys get connected to each other in here. Just shout out to Big Brown Food Reviews. About Time right here, ladies and gentlemen, is on the panel right now. We had Kevin's Corner, a huge inspiration and a great source. And oh my gosh, is he still here?
Come on up, Kevin. Come on up, bro. I want to meet you.
I'd love to at some point join the panel. We'll have to set something up. Oh my gosh, yes, that would be fantastic if we could do that. It would be fantastic, and I'm sure it'll be a treat for the Black Spring family, the Black Spring community. They're on the growth. They're growing with
Kevin's. I don't know you. I just met you. I peeked at your channel. I see you got 152,000 subscribers. You want to come up and tell me what your channel's about? Promote yourself. Come on up, brother. I want to know. I will definitely check out your channel later, but if you come on up, that'd be great.
Yeah, Kevin, you're getting demands here. You're in demand around here already. So
go ahead, Autumn.
We'd love to have you here.
Drop him the link. He'll find the ladder.
Drop it. I'm going to be honest. I think I might have dropped a link to your specific video rather than getting the actual link. But you can feel free to drop that because I want to put you up on the big screen here, and I will do it before I close this one out. But thanks so much for coming in, and we appreciate you and everybody else in here. Get connected to everybody in here. Campers Creed, Chrysler Imperial H. About Time, if you're just coming in, is on the screen right now. Let's see who else. We've had a lot of people come in. Cassini Channel. We just had the Big Brown Food Reviews. Thank you so much for coming in. Fun channel, fun. And I want to do some more exploring over there. We had what else do we have? We had Snapzilla Gorilla. I wonder if he's still here. Shout out to him, another great channel. Let's see, who else do we have? Gene Ernest 247. Who else? NJM Vlog is here or was here. And so we've had a lot of people in and out. Let's see, Doran V. So as soon as About Time comes back,
I'm here, Autumn. I'm here.
Okay. Hey, you know,
I'm here.
one thing about time, it's always a treat. We always get that wonderful stove, that your wonderful place in the background. That that's craftsmanship. We love to see that. Who else is? Oh, it looks like we've got somebody else. Is that? I'm sorry, you guys have to excuse me. Let's see. I have. This is. Kevin's Corner says, I would love to. Okay, no problem. Definitely reach out after the show. We can coordinate something. Kevin, I'm going to be honest, and this is going to go for everybody. I am no longer on Facebook. So I'm no longer on Facebook. Black Spring is not on, it was never on Facebook, but my, of course I have email and that stuff inside of the about section, or on any of my videos. So you can grab me there or yeah, certainly. Hope you're doing well where you are. And I know for one, you're not a zombie. You're not the zombie type. But don't call me a denier. Whatever you do, like don't be scientific and call me a scientific denier. Whatever, I'm fine without that. Let's see, who else do we have? It seems like I had somebody else. Thank you, host. Yes, you're so welcome at Big Brown Food Reviews, and I will be on to your page. I just came by today. Let's see. I saw something from Snapzilla Gorilla, but I don't know where it went. Okay, I'm going to get it together. Okay, but here I'm back here with About Time, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just now joining, we've got about 9 minutes left in this stream, and we've got About Time right here with us. Would you mind if I ask what you're drinking?
I wasn't even sure it was okay to drink on your channel.
I'm on the spot.
Old school, boy.
Oh
Old
my
school.
God! Oh, that's a
Old school.
We got Budweiser on the scene.
Yeah, I wasn't even sure. I was trying to be nonchalant about it, but hey, it's what I do. It is what it is.
Yeah, drinking and streaming at the same time. We do that around here, I guess.
Right? Yeah, I love drinking my wine too.
This is what is this? This is my Teavana or Teavana Peach Tranquility for your quarantine and vitamin C. So I don't know.
Did you make that yourself?
I made it because I didn't go through the drive-through. I usually use my little tumbler here. Hi, Patrick Jane Forums, everybody. Killer Will, aka Patrick Jane Forums, is in there.
Killer Will, shout out, brother.
All right, this is turning out to be a royal Friday. Thanks guys for coming in. Hello, Patrick Jane Forums. A shout out there. Let's see, you guys are seriously. We got a lot of Rembrandts in the house tonight, and About Time's here. So
why are you making it so short then? Why are you making it so short?
What's so short?
Your live stream.
I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I can go a little bit longer. We'll see what happens here on the show.
There you go.
We'll see what happens. But where were we? We were talking about the wet markets. Is that what you said?
Yeah, you've got to look them up. I will send you a link, but you just type it in Thailand and China wet market, and you will see some things that us Americans are not used to. You'll be like shocked. I was shocked. I never knew what it was till 3 days ago. And when I looked it up after what that guy was saying and all, I heard everybody talking bad about wet markets, but they knew. I didn't. I was like, yeah, whatever. What's a wet market?
Well, here's the thing about, and I'm going to give you. I did a vacation to Hong Kong a couple of years ago, and of course, there's many streets. They have designated. You got all these streets. Inside you can choose from. Of course, in the metro, they tell you on this street you might. And this is I'm making up something that you might have My Fair Lady Street. And on that street, that might be like the knockoff, street or whatever. The best knockoffs in the world on that street. But then the next street, you might find the electronics, the best, knockoff electronics. Or you might find what do they used to call those cups that people, the Yeti. You might find like an appliance street, or like specific things. But then I think there was even like there may have been like a reptilian or street. You've got these markets that are just dedicated to whatever it is. Let me do a couple of shout outs. Go ahead. Before I go into
Now
that.
do your thing. I was listening. Go ahead, do your thing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna we have Chrysler Imperial H, another great family of channels. The channels of Killer Whale. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have Patrick Jane Forums, aka Killer Whale and Theology Forums. So you want to check him out. Check out About Time, our on-panel person guest right now. We have Big Brown Food Reviews. And we had a royalty, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin's Corner. Kevin's Corner was on my page. I will not forget this night. I have to write it down. And
Are you saying I'm not royalty because I don't have 1,000 subscribers? Oh man.
thanks so much, About Time. You are royalty. Because About Time, if I'm not mistaken, were you one of the first? You may have been one of the first people that have ever been on. So you are definitely royalty around here in Black Spring.
There you go. See, I met you on Killer Whale's channel.
Yes, Killer Whale, you are bringing only the best people to Black Spring. Let's see, we'll post this from. That was from Chrysler Imperial. Okay, I got that one. So I'm caught up on the shout out there. But yeah, but everybody that came in, I appreciate it. And Campers Creed, if you're still here, Snapzilla Gorilla, Cassimi Channel, and I'll do some more shout outs a little bit later. But yeah, but we're just talking about like some cultural things. About Time, we were talking about, he was sharing some cultural some cultural
shockers.
What'd you call it?
Cultural shockers. It shocked me.
Shockers from About Time is what he's bringing to the table right now. And
they lived that way for many years, so it is what it is, but
yeah,
but it is obvious there's no hygiene, and it's very
wow. So we're gonna do that on that.
When you see it, Autumn, you're gonna die. I almost died.
Wow, that's intense. I can tell already it's going to be a shocker. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I will tell you, I don't know. I mean, some people have talked about, kind of talked about, what do we think the new norm is? This going to be our new norm? Are we going to be doing things more on a, more virtual or more, a little bit more self-contained and what if standing 6 feet from the person, in your grocer's freezer is the common, is the new norm? Can you handle it? About Time?
Oh, I can. I've been quarantined for 2 years now. I moved out in the mountains. I'm alone. I have no family here. And I got 2 neighbors that I talk to every now and then. They come over. My one neighbor comes over every night, but so I've been kind of self-quarantined for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because I don't know if I told you, but years ago, I prayed to God. I was like, get me away from people. I just thought people were becoming so ugly. And here I am out in the middle of nowhere. So I feel like my prayer was answered. You know what I mean?
Well,
I'm not saying all people are bad, but it's been getting pretty rotten here,
Yeah. Well, I mean, what do you think? I mean, how are so you have a limit, only a couple of neighbors with, or near you. And did you say it was you that's going to the market tomorrow?
Yeah.
You're going, how far is the market from you?
It's about 10, 12 miles.
Okay. And your neighbor, are you checking on your neighbor, or are you guys doing more social distancing because of this thing? What are your attitudes? Or is it about the same? Are you guys not really? You
got to figure, he comes in my house, we're touching things, but of course they're 6 feet apart. But you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You can't really 100% protect. You know what I mean? There's no way.
No, it's tough. I mean, it's tough, because, I think I don't know. and the way they want the society to be, the way the society has been groomed and conditioned. Everybody's quite a bit touchy feely. Like they gotta, if they don't rub your elbows, they want to fist bump. If they want to hug, they want to do all these things. That's just what I've seen. I was standing in
It's
line.
common, yeah.
Yeah. So people are used to being closer to each other. So I
Surely.
don't want to get close to the grocery store workers, because I think everybody's, I don't know if it's paranoia or it seems like people are pushing their carts a lot faster past you or something.
Well, sure. We all have some kind of paranoia in us. No doubt. Every time I leave the house, I'm like, I went down just to say the beer store tonight.
Mhm.
And I like used my sleeve and my pinky to open up the beer refrigerator. You know what I mean? But yet we're handling all this cash that everybody's touched. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's funny. Nobody really thinks about that, so much. But yeah, well, speaking of cash, what do you think about? Of course, I guess, could we call this a conspiracy theory? Do you think we're going to come into a cashless society? Are you thinking that's possible, or do you think there's enough to go with support that right now based on what the economy is doing and on a global level?
That is an awesome question, and I'm like Forrest Gump. I'm not a smart man, but let me tell you this: cashless is definitely makes sense. It makes sense. I'm a cash guy. Trust me, I am all about cash.
But wait,
the cash. Go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but so does that mean how does that fit with the stimulus that you're getting? How's the $1,200 going to work? I mean, the value, like if we go cashless, and how is that done? Can you tell us about what you think a cashless system would look like?
Well, you got to remember, there's too many of the new age, even me, look at me and you, and I'm very new to this technology, but the young ones are all about it. That's how they grew up. That's all they know. So cashless is perfect for them. Okay. For me, I was old school. It was all cash, finance, just cash. So, but to me, it would definitely be more for it than against it. I'm sure of that. I'm certain of that. But here's the problem with a cashless system. It's digital. It's electronic. What happens if you lose electricity or, the hackers or anything? It's all digital, and, you're putting everything you earn in your life into some kind of blind trust, because it is blind trust, So
Right.
For me, it's not for me, but I'm sure it's for billions more than me. You know what I mean? Because they grew up with it. They love it. They adore it. They got, what's the word? Not accustomed, but not trained. But it's just part of their life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, what do you think about? I did do a video earlier. Something. It was a bit of a different. It was a different format today. I posted something about 5G.
Oh my God, I loved it, Autumn. That poem was awesome, and how you brought everything up on a screen was so you worked your butt off. You did good.
But it was just it's a lot. It's a lot. I was just trying to show. There was an article that I read, and I was trying to do some kind of justice for the actual article, but it's nice to sometimes tell a story without so many words. And I was just trying to pull out some things that might stick, or just at least a thought provoking. That's, people don't want to think anymore. Like, oh my God, you made me think about something. It's like people don't want to do that so much anymore. And yeah, but go ahead.
No lie. my neighbor came over, and he's a 60-year-old virgin. He has nothing about technology. He doesn't even own a cell phone or smartphone. He has no idea. I know it sounds funny and crazy, but it's true. And when I tell him about world events, he's so uninterested. Like, whatever. He paints when he goes. Is an artist. He just paints. That's all he does. And that's fine. Everybody's different. But he walked in and tonight, when you did that video, and we started talking. And you know me, I talk politics. I talk the world. And we started talking about 5G. And he even asked me what Bluetooth was. He had no idea what Bluetooth was. I didn't know how to explain it to him, so I had to look it up on Google what the definition was, so I could tell somebody. That's how out of the day in touch he is. So we started talking about 5G, and I remembered that company in Wuhan, but I couldn't think of the name of it because Trump declared basically war on that company, like, sanctions, whatever. Just the 5G thing was a big issue. And when I seen your as soon as he walked out the door, we were talking about 5G, and I said, Mark, I'm going to research more about 5G tonight so I can give you answers to your questions. And as soon as he walked out that door, your posting came up with that 5G. And tell me again that name. It's so hard to remember. What's that name of that company?
Ah, gosh, it's Huawei.
Huawei, yes, Huawei.
Huawei.
Have you ever seen Huawei's interview, the owner of the company?
No.
Yeah, you got to watch his interview. I seen it a couple of years ago. I don't know, last year or whatever. America basically shut him down as far as letting him develop outside of his country because America was worried about the military, like just everything. We just didn't trust.
Yeah. Well,
Trump didn't trust them.
Well, and see, and a part of that article, the inspiration for that piece, I'm going to call it that. That's what it is. Something. Part of that inspiration, of course, which is the Democrats. You got to take their support for anything to me with a grain of salt because they can give it to you and then they can pull it back at any time. They,
right.
I think Marco Rubio, does not support because of course in this infrastructure they need to include people. They need to include certain people and certain allies and alliances for this thing to work, but they are against including China in that infrastructure. And shout out to Patrick Jane Forums, everybody gave me 2 thumbs up there. I appreciate that. But yeah, and it's Marco Rubio and I think it's Mark Warner. I think Warner is the Democrat that says that he thinks that it's a threat to demand, to supply and this kind of a bit, and of course trade secrets and that kind of a bit. But my thing is, but it's also to me, I think that the Democrats are pro-China. I really do, and
yeah,
they pair
I agree with that.
And if you look at a lot of their tactics and their strategies and their propaganda, who does it resemble? It looks exactly. A lot. What is it? Problem, solution, whatever.
That's why I respect what Trump has done. Trump is the only president that put it on the line with China, calls them out. He's calling out all the countries, Syria and all. I know we pulled out of Syria, and trust me, I know all about everything going on in the world wars. Trust me, I know all that. And Trump pulling out of Syria, yeah, it was bad in a sense, but in another sense, it was good because you know what? It's been a mess over there for 30 years, So he's letting Russia do their thing over there, and Russia stood up, in Syria. And I really thought Putin's got some cojones, and he does. But I think Trump was smart about it. He's like, fine, we're out of here. You deal with it. And then look at Turkey. Turkey had to go in there. Now, Turkey and Russia are allies. So Turkey and Russia are in there trying to fight a delicate war. You know, how awkward is that? Or how, you know, at Damascus and all, have you seen the pictures?
No,
You
no.
know,
I've kind of stuck. I think I'm somewhat limited. I've been limiting myself a little bit to like the UK and the USA right now. And I will say, I think, what is it, Boris Johnson they're even they were suspect about this whole thing, you know, with the pandemic and everything. But I will tell you this, and I said this the other night, I don't know if it was on the show, but it seems like Trump has changed his tone a little bit in terms of, you know, he says, well, we know where this came from. And basically to me, it was a much softer tone towards President Xi. I think that one of the press conferences, you know, within the last couple of days. And I'm just thinking, hey, that's a little different. You know, but
yeah,
I really don't know, you know, I don't know. Like, I mean, people that they call allies, and you know, I just see all that stuff is so obsolete right now. And
yeah,
Trump
changed the alley.
calling them out. He will call them out because right now the UN agenda, you know, they want money. That's the whole wealth redistribution deal, and Trump's not going to go for that. You know, he's already you know, Trump has infected some people with nationalism, and he's not going to go for, you know, it's like, you know, they've all,
You know,
you know, just to me, even starting with the, I don't think he's changed anybody's agenda with, you know, with in terms of the pandemic and closing their borders, but they all had to walk that back because they criticized him from the very beginning on closing them. But the president, he addressed the seriousness of the pandemic in the State of the Union address, the same one where Speaker Pelosi made sure she ripped. And see that took away from his speech. See, everything that they do distracts from the anything intelligent or quality that man does.
right, exactly. And you know what? What you just said, the Democrats are just, that is their only mission. They're like little kids. They're only worried about themselves. They don't care what's going on in the world. You know what I mean?
No, but they're all in it. They're globalists. You know, they're all in it for. If you look at the UN agenda, everything that the Democrats put in, everything that they put out in these bills supports that agenda. You know,
right?
All these social protections, and then you look at our USMCA, which nobody read. You know, they come up with these 2,000 and 3,000 page bills that nobody bothers to read, and they're full of undermining, sovereign undermining, freedom subverting. You know, they just, you know, they just want. I mean, they would nationalize. They probably nationalize this platform if they get a chance to. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, how far are we from that anyway? You know, they want, you know, it's like the globalists are already running the roost. You know, this whole pandemic, this whole economic boom, it's almost like it was already set, but it wasn't set for Donald J. Trump. It wasn't set for him to be steering the the wheel. It wasn't set for him.
Right. I agree.
So, you know, it's a lot. It's so much stuff going on, you know. I think my concern has been more or less about civil unrest. You know, the longer this thing goes on, you know, Americans are going to get squirrely. Some of them are already, you know, they're not. I mean, we're talking about, you know, a couple of generations of people sitting around in their homes, you know.
Yeah.
How long is that going to last? You know, and $1,200. How long is
2
that?
years.
What's that?
2 years.
You said that the other night.
That's my prediction.
God. Okay, so if you say that, what else are you putting in that? What else would you put in that? If you with a 2 year, you're talking 2 years, what happens to everything else?
In my opinion and my guess, and just, I think it's obvious, but I know everybody's wishful thinking we're going to bounce out of this pandemic and blah, blah, blah. Whether we do or not bounce out of this pandemic in 3 months, 6 months, a year, I think it's 2 years. But the economy, not just America, here's the thing that I don't think people have realized. This is not America's recession. This is a global depression. People don't understand that because even the American dollar affects every other country. Just like when China shut down with Wuhan and all, guess what? That hurt our economy, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And to me, it's like common sense. Well, this is going to be a global depression. Now, trust me, there's many countries that are like very poor anyway. So to them, it'll be like just another day. You know what I mean? But to us, that live like we do, there's little tiny things that deteriorate every day, daily, weekly, monthly, whatever it is. These, like, not me, but let's say my family, like my mother, if the electric went off for a couple hours, she's freaking out. And I'm like, get over it. I'm like, whatever. It's just electric. Like, it'll come back on. They need 30 flashlights. They need all the can. Like, come on, it'll be back on. Just relax, sit on the couch and enjoy yourself. That's always been my theory, But these things are going to get real nasty. And, and as far as I'm concerned, the internet, once, let's say the internet drops, imagine what people are going to do. Imagine.
Yeah, well, let me just do a quick shout out. Don't hold that. Don't change the channel. Shout out to Chrysler Imperial H. He said he's still here listening. I really appreciate that, Chrysler. Yeah, but see, that's what I was saying. Like, my gosh, that's some kind of a blackout that you're foreshadowing right there. That's a dangerous blackout.
If you don't think it happens in other countries, you have no idea. Trust me, it's happening in Iran right now. It's happening in Syria, Turkey. Trust me, because I know I've been following this news, the wars and the politics in the Middle East for many, many years. And guess what? When I'm not hearing anything for 5 or 6 days, I know something big's about to happen. You know what I mean? Yeah. I know. You can laugh at me. It's okay.
No. But I mean, you have to. I think an active, like a vigilance is necessary. I think that's a part of being prepared or preparedness. People talk about food and water and that kind of a thing, but I think there's also a type of consciousness or you know what I mean? Like, you need to keep those things need to stay active, or you need to kind of keep your vibrations tuned up, minimally tuned, if I can say that. Definitely, this is a different time, and I think a lot of people are. Got a little comment here from Chrysler Imperial. He says, "That's a slippery slope you're going down."
Who's that from Chrysler? Chrysler, you're right. I try to be careful, Chrysler. I really do. I don't try and manipulate people or pass. You know what I mean? It's just my opinion. Mine and mine alone, Chrysler. But I know you agree with me just by saying that.
Yeah, you guys are so fun. I mean, honestly, I don't know, but I do think that I think a lot of people are, they're looking for ways to cope with this thing. And I think the unknown is, like, I had a friend tell me today, she says, I'm starting to feel the weight of all of this. But then right after, she happens to be a liberal, and don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. But
wait, I'm sorry, I got to interrupt you. What did she say? I was across the room.
I'm starting to feel the weight of all of this, and then she's also a liberal. She's also a liberal, and that's a heavy thing to carry around. And then she says, but then she wants to start the blame game and Trump this and Trump every other word out of your mouth. And if we had known this earlier, well, everybody, most people would question the source of where it started from and what we actually knew, what was factually reported. Because you've got somebody from the UN who said that this pandemic wasn't even it couldn't even be humanly transmitted. And that came out of somebody from the World Health Organization. Nobody's talking about that.
China has them under their thumb. It's China's money that has the WHO under their thumb.
What is it? His name is Tedros. What's his name? He's their go-to consultant in terms of world health, and he reported that it wasn't something that could be passed through to humans. Because I don't know, was this particular pandemic, was it located? Was it in an animal or something first? I don't know the original sources, but I do know that he was the one that was quoted for saying that this wasn't even something that could be passed to human beings.
That's a fact.
And
you're right.
Crazy. Let me do this shout real quick. I'll be right back. People would go out of their minds if we had to revert back before we had internet. Chrysler Imperial Age, that's classic. Yeah, we're going to be in a lot of trouble, because that means people have to go back and start pulling those books, and the Encyclopedia Britannica's out. Does anybody still have one of those?
Right.
You actually have to do something. People might actually have a backup system to telling time or
yeah, I got a sundial.
Wind up that clock with your finger.
Right.
Yeah. So, no more digital analogs.
But I want you to know, and again, this is my opinion prediction. Can I have an opinion prediction? It's going to get so bad on them, so bad. This is not going to be a short-term thing in these countries. And again, I'm going to say it again, war. What better time? Everybody is like
in a vulnerable spot.
Yes, most wars are started for financial gain. You know what I mean? Or power, whatever you want to call it. And right now, the United States, Israel, and all of them wanting to attack Iran for many, many years. Even Obama, like way back in the days. And of course, Obama was like against it. He was like, heck no. He just appeased, or whatever you want to call it. He just diverted it. But let me tell you what, Trump, he is the man that is willing and capable of doing it. And you have a man that's willing.
Mm-hmm.
And a time period that's perfect. It's like the perfect storm. North Korea, Kim Jong-un, all the world leaders right now, the big players, China, Putin, Russia, Turkey, Erdogan. Oh my God. Like, we have such bullheaded leaders today in all these countries. They're bullheaded. So you get me and you, we're bullheaded. We're going to fight. You know what I mean? Now you just have the whole perfect war, World War III, to say. I didn't say that, guys. But they're all bullheaded. And now you add a pandemic to it. And Iran's proxies bombed Saudi oil fields. And Trump tweeted about, I hear there's going to be a sneak attack from Iran. You heard about that, right?
What? I'm sorry. You said the sneak. Say that about Iran. That part.
Trump tweeted. I don't know if it was 2 days ago or 3 days ago. Trump tweeted that we, as America, have a heads up that Iran is planning a sneak attack on American forces in Iraq.
Oh, it seems like I heard something about that, and I don't know where. But I'm saying, you're right. It's very.
It was that big, but that could be World War III. And unfortunately, every time they hinted around this before, it's like, call it a false flag, call it whatever you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, they're just trying to blame Iran and get ready for what's going to happen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's what they want to do. I'm not saying Iran is or is not. I don't know. But why would you put that out there in a freaking tweet? You know what I mean? And the news media, it was this big. It was so tiny and minuscule. But to me, that's huge. That's saying America's about to do something. Whether Iran does or does not attack another military base, which they have done, and we've really restrained, you know,
Right.
I just feel like it's about to happen. That one.
Oh gosh. Ay, ay, ay. You're really going for it. You're going for it.
I know, right?
But you know what? I'm not saying, I'm not saying that, because I will tell you, with the things happening, of course, between Russia and the Saudis and all, I think there's there's always room for something to kick off, on a geopolitical level. But what exactly, I can't put, I just think this whole, what we're going through right now is something, people are every day. I think people are trying to comfort themselves, trying to make sense out of it, every single day. That the media is doing, they're reporting yesterday's news today. So when you go on and watch that conference tomorrow, even the press conference is yesterday's news being thrown at Trump at the press conference, because today they talked about we're hearing it's going to take 4 months for the stimulus checks to go out. And I'm like, Steve Mnuchin went toe to toe with somebody yesterday about that. Why are you bringing that to President Trump today? It's like, who was it that said it? They can't get Trump off of the air. So all they can do now is try to make him look bad and try to demonize him head on. That's all they can do right now, because people are kind of warming up to the, they're warming up to, okay, something's off, and then they got upset because, oh, well, here's Acosta, Jim Acosta. Trump said that, that this will go away. Okay, so if he speculates positive, you've never heard anybody said this too shall pass, or, you have an opportunity to report the news, and you get up here and you play around with yesterday's news, and you're head on with the president, and this is what you do with your time. It's really, they need to cancel these mainstream. It's a disservice, to American people, that this is what we're watching, and they're really trying to shut it down. So that's all you can watch is what they're putting out.
Right. Again, I'll do this every time that conversation comes up. It's like, that's what it's about. MSCN against Trump, Fox News. It's like, come on, man. Can anybody be real with us? No, because they are paid.
Yeah, they don't want realness. They just want, and I think Trump just kind of Trump at some point, he has to cut him off at the knees and say, okay, next, enough of the foolishness.
He does.
Everybody else.
He's the only president I've seen in my lifetime that calls the media out, and I love it. I enjoy it. It's entertaining. But the reality is, like, all kidding aside, do you watch the questions these idiots ask him at these press conferences?
It's pathetic.
Really? Yeah, like, oh my God, you called China virus, you're racist. Oh my God, like, really? That's your question? You're talking like, millions could die, and you want to be, oh, this is racist.
But you know what? And that brings me to my last point on that is, even when the doctor gets up there, Doc Bursky or whoever, Bursky or whatever,
Bossy.
She gets up there and they start talking about, oh, well, President, why aren't you wearing your mask? And is it okay to wear them? Why you guys said you should wear a mask? Why don't you wear a mask? And Trump just kind of trolled the heck out of him. He was like, well, I can't see myself in the Oval Office wearing a mask.
I didn't see that one. But
and by the way, I had a test today or yesterday.
Yeah, he
So
had two tests now.
how many tests is the poor guy going through being around? I would just be thinking, oh my gosh, everything I touch is laced with this, you know. But
Right.
he just, I got to tell you, Trump does not seem to be aging like I've seen previous presidents. I think stress. I just think Trump is just built for this situation. I think
You know what? 4 more years. 4 more. Sorry, I had to do it.
that just. I mean, you're so funny. You like okay when the Trump rally comes to your town. I need to know. We need to see the footage from
Well,
you.
it's a shame because with the virus, we're not going to have that.
They cut. That's what I'm saying. See, and that's another. I think part of the thing. They cut. That's where it's politicized. You cut Trump's appearance out. You cut his rallies. Cut his ability to rally people out.
Oh, major rallies.
But it's backfiring on him because you've also brought some people that have never sat down. I encourage anybody watch Trump watch him, listen to him. Or watch a Trump rally. Listen, get it from the horse's mouth. And then, but if you go in, Obama, he was such a good man. If you go in like that, you're DOA. It's like you don't stand a chance.
Autumn. This is a blessing for the Democrats and Biden and Bernie Sanders, all the Democrats, because they don't have to go out and debate. You know what I mean? But let that aside. Whoever the candidate is, Biden or Sanders, he has his following, but I don't think it's enough to win the election. That's my belief. So he could be a good, okay, I got 40, he got 60, he won. Mm-hmm. Biden, Trump is going to embarrass him and disgrace him in a debate. It's going to be too easy for Trump. He's not even going to have to try with Biden. Biden can't even talk. He can't even hold a sentence. He can't have his own thoughts. I swear to you. And I think you know that.
Oh yeah, I'm not. I mean, Biden is not even. The guy is. I don't see him making it. I think his condition, which he has one, is progressing. And I just don't know if he's going to be able to finish a thought. Like by the time, Trump's like a hurricane. When he starts, he's not going to stop until he's finished. And Biden will get caught up in one cycle, and as I said, it's done. It's a wrap.
Yeah, and I was a football player, and trust me, strategies and all that. Trump already has this man beat before he shows up. Trust me. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing about it is, it's so funny to watch him talk about these candidates, and to me, he seems really genuine. He seems like look, I'm just giving it to you straight. Let me give it to you.
I love that. I do love it.
It's like I was really prepping for Bernie. No, I was really prepping for Mini Mike. I was really.
How about Buttigieg? Buttigieg, are you kidding me? I'm sorry, all of them. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I mean it's funny to watch him. It's funny to watch him talk about But I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm taking you back to 2016 right now. Like Hillary was toast. Every time she hit the stage with him, she just got grilled up. She just got singed. Like
that's what I mean. Trump's not even gonna have to try with Biden. He's not even gonna have to try. It's gonna be too easy. And
then I think it was. This is kind of going back to a press conference. I think he was calling out one of those silly reporters, and then he was like, "I could probably cause better sensationalization than you, but I'm not."
And you need that. You need good, positive energy, momentum. Biden has zero. He's got supporters, yes, but there's no energy, man. There's nothing,
Well, I'm gonna tell you the truth. If I was in a pandemic, or if I was in a situation of dire straits, I'd much rather be in that situation with somebody like Donald Trump, because he's gonna make you laugh, and he's also gonna take no nonsense. You're gonna get both of those rolled up into one, and that's all you get. He's not gonna apologize for anything. Well, I said what I felt.
I appreciate it. I really do.
Because
And I'll be honest with you, and I think I told you before, when Trump and Hillary were running, I was like, dear God, what did my country come to? Because I really didn't know what kind of person Trump was. I know him on TV. I know a casino owner. And Hillary was like, I'm not going to talk about it. But I'm like, this is my only choices? Are you kidding me? But this man has I was like, wow, this guy actually does what he says he's going to do. Whether you like it or not, at least he ran on a platform that he's following through on,
Well, here's the other thing. I did another video on, I went back to, was it 1986 perhaps? Something like 86-ish, 87. He was on the Oprah show. And Trump is saying the exact same.
Wait, are you older than me? I was in school back then.
No. I'm saying this 1 minute clip, this 1.5, 142-minute clip of Oprah asking him questions about would he run, and at the time he was like, I love what I do. It basically says if it gets bad enough, I will run. And he was like, I'm not going to run if I don't think I can win it. I'm running to win. And so, I'm just saying,
that's cool.
Trump is,
I didn't know that.
That's consistency. That's, so for people to put some kind of ill will or agenda on the man, well, he's saying the same thing he said 30 years ago. And what are you saying? He's
right. Look at Biden.
He was tired of the United States. Oh. He was tired of the United States getting shafted on these deals. He basically got respect for those countries, but look what they're doing. Look what they're doing to, we're doing soft handshakes and getting taken advantage of, and right. And I'm tired of seeing it. He even kind of charged the audience. I bet there's many people out here that are tired of seeing the U.S. get toasted on deals, and no. But the thing about it is, a lot of people, they were saying back then during the whatever it was, oh, he's alienating the allies. I'm like, come on, don't give me these Democrat talking points. What are you talking about? You don't understand what is an ally? Right. Are they true? Are they if you're biting the hand that feeds you, if you're biting the hand that frees you, how does that make you an ally? You just, and then you treat the U.S. like we do. Somebody pulls us out of something, and all of a sudden the whole world's turning their back because he's not going for climate change.
Right. I agree. It's a shame. It's a shame for President Trump, this pandemic, because man, everything was going great. He was batting 10,000, and this pandemic, some idiots are going to blame him. You know what I mean? I'm going to vote for anybody but him now.
They're already working on that. And I'm going to tell you, it's just about, to me, there's, people want to say, oh, they're so scientific when they talk about scientific and denying and this kind of a bit. But why? But watch what part of the left is not politicizing this thing. They're ready to open up. Schiff is back on the scene for his little 15 minutes.
Oh my God!
He's ready to open up investigations about how it was handled.
I know.
He's ready to do that. That's wasting some more money.
Can people think, like, Autumn, can you think if you were president right now during the pandemic? You can't predict. You don't know. You're just, he's doing great. As far as I'm concerned, he's bringing doctors on the podium. He's like, because I know he's not a doctor. So he's like, here's the doctor, let him talk,
Hang on, one shake. Hi, David Furman. Welcome in, David Furman, everybody. Yeah, he is. And see that, but see, there again, that also discredits the megalomania that they try to paint about him. Okay, well, first of all, if the man has no humility and he's not have a shred of humble in his body, then why he would never let anybody else talk, right? He would never have a medical professional talk about the medical and that aspect about how things are being handled, or he would never let anybody talk about how they're handling any type of immigration or anybody that's trying to come over the border during this time. All of your stuff is being everything
Real.
saying you have to walk it back because you got so many holes in everything, in all your narratives now. When are you going to stop? You're not going to stop, but it's getting weak. It's lost steam. You're losing steam. You're leaking oil. Is all I can say.
Right. And some Americans, like you and me, I agree. I mean, the border thing, my biggest thing with that is it should have been done 100 years ago, not today. This was in his hands to handle it today. You know what I mean? Finally, somebody spoke up. I am not racist. I'm not against immigrants of any sort, but just do it legally. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but see, yeah, but it's the thing to me is that people are not hiding. They're not hiding anymore. They're not hiding their agendas anymore. They're not hiding who, you've got people in this country I think we're being conditioned in some ways, soft conditioning for communism in many ways. You support communist.
Antifa and all. And where does that come from? I know it's younger people, but is there a financial gain to it? Like, are they getting paid to do this? I don't know. Is it really their beliefs?
Well, we can go into shadow supporters of other nations and other orders or whatever, but you even had other.
Yeah, I heard rumors of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you've had elite people that have made comments about
George Soros or whatever his name is,
Soros, and you've got the Rockefellers and legacies, and you've got all kinds of Bill Gates. You got these elites that would give everything to support somebody else, to support another nation or whatever. You got that, and they're not they don't shy away from that. But it's going to be interesting to see the way things play out. Let's get David Furman. Let me do a couple of shout outs in here. David Furman says, thanks, Doc. We've got Chrysler Imperial 8, ladies and gentlemen. I'm all for having people come in the legal way, and if they come over the illegal way, they should be shipped back. Thank you for that.
That's right, Chrysler. That's right.
Yes, that's the legal way to do it. It's not, but they got to keep their narrative going, and deep down, these people know better. They just have to support. They just have to keep up they got to keep it going, because after a while they convince a few people, but but they're just it's their agenda is, but they've got to keep it up. I have. They just group. It's just division. It's division all the time. And I'm just thinking, in this situation, what's going to be the next tactic that they're going to use to try to divide the country even further? Because I'm going to tell you the truth. I saw a commercial out of Seattle where they were saying that if somebody calls a person of Asian descent a racist name, to call the mayor and the chief of police is telling people to call the police. I'm gonna put that on as soon as I can find
Autumn, I dare you to call me a cracker. Dare you to call me a cracker.
Not this show.
I'm playing.
Because I'm sure I'm not even under review, but I'm sure they're like, you could never be on here. You'll never work in this town again. Hey, I'm not even working. I never stood a chance.
Yeah. The reality of it with the borders and all, any country wants to protect their borders, but America was last. Of course, it was Mexico. Let's say no harm done, And I totally am for people wanting to better their lives. Now you got to remember, when we were growing up, the peso was nothing compared to the American dollar, the Mexican peso. But today, I don't know about today with the economy, but a couple of years ago, it was dollar for dollar. It was like one American dollar, one peso in Mexico. So that to me was like they're doing great. You know what I mean? And now, like, if you want to come over here for a better life, fine, I'm all for it. But just do it through the process, you know? And of course, we know, I know, I hope we all know, but I know it was like American businessmen, contractors. Hell, I'm not going to pay you $20 an hour. I'm going to get this Mexican for $6 an hour, and he's happy. You know, I understand it. I totally understand it. But you're only hurting America that way, just like subbing out all our industry to other nations. You know.
Yeah, I'm going to send you something. I'm going to share if I can find this. God, I'm going to share it right now.
All right.
As soon as I get it. I thought.
All right, sounds good. What are you sharing with me? Something about Mexico or what? That autumn, you know, when I met you, I think you had like 360 some subs, and in 2 weeks I had like 600, and then all of a sudden you're like, boom! I haven't been trying, I haven't been on. Like, you know, it's funny. Like, I'm enjoying you tonight. I enjoy being a co-host more so than doing my own live. I have, like with you, I love talking my points, but other co-hosts that I do, we're having fun, we're joking and playing. So I'm like, oh my God, I haven't done a live stream in like 3 weeks.
Now,
What's that? I didn't hear you. Uh-oh, what happened? What's that? I cannot see that on my tiny phone. Can you blow that up or no?
on here. I'm trying to see if it's going to play for me. I think it's coming off of it's coming off of Twitter.
It's so tiny on my phone. It's so tiny. I'm sorry.
I'm going to blow. Okay, hold on.
Washington State is no place for hate. In a show of solidarity between police and community, I'm joined today by Lori Matsukawa.
Thank you, Chief. You know, hate crimes have no place in our community. We're better than that, Washington. We're all trying to deal with the COVID-19 public health crisis together. If you are a victim of a hate crime or hate-based harassment, please call 911.
Exactly.
Wow.
We will document and investigate every reported hate crime. Even racist name calling should be reported to police. We take this information very seriously. If you aren't sure if it's true, call 911. We're here to help and will respond to investigate.
When we work together,
we're safer together.
Oh my God, I hope that's fake, Autumn. Oh my God. This pandemic, my goodness, people have no idea how bad it's going to be. Like, the economy is like, to me, it's common sense what's going to happen. Autumn, no lie, I don't know, was it 2-3 months ago? When Wuhan and China did all that, I knew it was going to affect the economy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And now you got the oil price wars with Saudi and Russia. I mean, last time I seen, and this is like 2-3 weeks ago, I don't even know, it was $22 a barrel. I can't even imagine what it is today.
Yeah, well, I mean, what did I say? $4 a pound for ground beef, and $6 for eggs, for 18 eggs, or I don't know. Somebody was like, "Oh, well, it's because of all the hoarders and da 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 da." I'm like, well, you know, it's not going to be all. You're not going to be able to blame that all on a bunch of people running through the stores
Right.
like wild. You know, you're not going to be able to do that because, you know, okay, wait, here we go. We got Somebody coming in. David Furman says fake news. Fake news. Uh-oh. Are you upside down? About time. It looks like you're frozen or something. You froze on a vertical. But yeah, but if you can come back in, reset your dial or however. But we got about 10 more minutes, folks, and we're gonna call it. And hopefully back about time. Hopefully you can get back to good. Or you look like he lost his connection there. So, but ladies and gentlemen, this was just a casual stream. Whoops. A bit of a casual stream there. And we're just talking about just things that are going on in the around and what we're seeing, and seeing footage and seeing, some outrageous things. Yeah, so appreciate everybody for coming on. I'd like to shout out the people that came on. Ladies and gentlemen, if you were not here, Kevin's Corner was on for just a little bit. So you want to jump over to Kevin's Corner, and it's possible that I'm going to have Kevin's Corner on my show. So we're going to have, we'll probably be doing a show. Hopefully we can get that going. And I will certainly make sure that goes off without too much of make sure it goes smooth. Shh. Yes, David Furman. Yes. Every now and then that happens. So Chrysler Imperial, I'd like to thank you, Chrysler Imperial H, David Furman. Who else do we have? Patrick Jane Forums, if you're still here. Big Brown Food Reviews. Nice to have you here. And of course, Kevin's Corner. And let's see, who else did we have? Campers Creed, I'd like to thank you for coming in. About Time. Cassimi Channel. Who else did we have? I think Snapzilla Gorilla was here earlier. We have Doran V. Let's see, who else do we have? Let's get into it. We have one, Gene Ernest. And maybe one more. Thank you for coming in for this live stream. And thanks for humoring me and tuning in for that last clip. Was a bit much. So it was NJM Vlog. So I'd like to thank everybody for coming in to this segment of Black Spring Live. And I will be posting the next stream. I will be scheduling the next streams so that you'll know when to come on. And certainly looking forward to seeing you there. And then Patrick James Forums was on. Thank you for coming by earlier. And let's see, I just plugged it in. Okay, so we're going to be no problem about time. We're going to go ahead and wrap up here. So I'd like to thank everybody for joining it one last time on Black Spring with Autumn. And I will see you guys next time. So don't worry about your phone. I appreciate everything about time. And I will see you guys next time on Black Spring with Autumn. Have a great weekend.